Have you ever walked into a Suzuki dealership, seen the sleek shape of the Fronx, the modern LED tail bar, the mini SUV coupe silhouette, and thought to yourself, this actually looks pretty good? Well, hold that thought. Because underneath the surface, the Suzuki Fronx might not be the smart purchase you think it is. In today's deep dive, we're going to talk about 6 reasons why you should not buy a Suzuki Fronx, not 1, not 2. 6 solid, objective, undeniable reasons why the Fronx might actually be one of the worst value subcompact crossovers in its price category. This isn't a rant. This isn't hate. This is a realistic inspection of the car. A car that looks great on the outside, but starts to fall apart the moment you analyze the features, the performance, the pricing, and the long-term value. Buying the wrong car isn't just a financial mistake, it's a 5 to 10-year commitment. So let's dive into the 6 biggest reasons why you should think twice before buying the Suzuki Fronx. Reason number 1. The Fronx is built on an aging, weak platform. Suzuki promotes the Fronx as a futuristic compact crossover, but underneath, it's still built on Suzuki's hard-act platform. The same lightweight architecture used in the Baleno, the Swift, and other budget models. Suzuki calls it lightweight and rigid, but customers call it flimsy, and crash testers call it questionable. The hard-act platform prioritizes lightweight over safety. While this helps fuel efficiency, it compromises structural strength. Previous crash tests of hard-act-based cars revealed high cabin deformation, weak side impact protection, poor child safety scores, and underwhelming adult protection ratings. The Fronx is essentially a Baleno pretending to be an SUV. Suzuki raised the roofline, bumped up the suspension height, added cladding, and called it a crossover. But the real-world effect is simple. You still get body roll. Highway stability is weak. The cabin feels light, and the steering feedback is vague at higher speeds. Safety equipment is also underwhelming. While rivals now offer 6 airbags, ADAS features, lane assist, traction features, and 360 cameras, the Fronx keeps its lower variants basic and outdated. A lightweight platform also means long-term durability issues. More rattles, more vibrations, door cards loosening, cheaper plastics wearing out sooner. If safety and durability matter to you, the Fronx's platform is a major red flag. Reason number 2. The engine options are underpowered and overhyped. The 1.2-liter naturally aspirated engine is extremely weak. Inside the city, it's fine. But the moment you try overtaking, climbing hills, or driving on the highway with a full load, the Fronx feels sluggish and strained. Acceleration is slow. Response is delayed. And the car struggles above 80 kilometers per hour. The turbo engine isn't the savior people expect either. The 1.0 booster jet has noticeable turbo lag, average mid-range power, and it loses fuel efficiency fast if you drive even slightly aggressively. And in countries with poor fuel quality, turbo engines mean higher long-term risks. Transmission options don't help either. The AMT feels like a manual controlled by a sleepy robot. Shifts are jerky, laggy, and nowhere near the refinement of a proper CVT or DCT found in rival models. Highway confidence, still weak. Due to low torque, light weight, poor insulation, wind noise, and average suspension tuning, the Fronx can become tiring on long trips. Reason number 3. The interior quality feels cheap for the price. The Fronx looks premium in photos, but the moment you sit inside, reality hits hard plastics everywhere. Glossy black panels that scratch instantly. Thin door padding. Average seats. And a steering wheel that doesn't feel modern at all. The interior feels like a 2017 Baleno with updated stitching, not like a 2025 crossover. Cabin insulation is disappointing too. You hear tire noise, engine whine, wind noise, and suspension thuds at moderate speeds. Space utilization is also poor. Rear headroom is tight. Shoulder space is narrow. And for something marketed as a crossover, the boot is surprisingly small. And while the features sound modern on paper, they feel dated in real use. The reverse camera quality is low. Lower trims don't get proper clusters. You don't get ventilated seats. You don't get a panoramic roof. You don't get ADAS. For the price, rivals offer far more technology. Reason number 4. The pricing is not justified. This is the biggest sin of the Suzuki Fronx. When you compare its price to what it offers, the value simply isn't there. You're paying for styling, not substance. That coupe-style design looks great, but underneath it's still the same old budget Suzuki formula. Rivals like the Kia Stonic, Hyundai Venue, Kia Sonet, Toyota Yaris Cross, Tata Nexon, and even Chang'an crossovers offer stronger build quality, more features, better safety, and better engines at similar prices. Suzuki's pricing strategy relies more on brand loyalty than actual value, and the base Fronx variants feel too basic for what they cost. Rivals give you touchscreens, alloy wheels, cruise control. Suzuki, meanwhile, gives the bare minimum. Reason number 5. Long-term reliability and maintenance concerns. The turbo engine requires high-quality fuel and proper maintenance. In countries where fuel quality is inconsistent, this can lead to carbon buildup, turbo wear, and expensive repairs. Hardect-based cars also tend to age faster. Owners commonly report dashboard rattles, door vibrations, suspension fatigue, and rubber parts wearing out early. Spare parts availability for newer Suzuki models is not as strong as older models. Turbo-specific parts are even harder to source. Resale value is also uncertain. Turbo variants never perform well in resale. And Suzuki crossovers historically don't do as well as Suzuki hatchbacks. Reason number 6. The Fronx tries to do everything and ends up doing nothing well. It tries to be a crossover, a stylish city car, a practical family car, and a sporty lifestyle vehicle. But it ends up being too small for families, too weak for highways, too light for safety, too expensive for budget buyers, too basic for feature lovers, and too uncertain for resale-conscious buyers. It is, at the end of the day, a Baleno in a crossover costume. And once you realize that, the entire value proposition collapses. So, should you avoid the Fronx? If you care about value, safety, performance, long-term ownership, comfort, technology, or engine strength, then yes, you should avoid it. There are simply better options for the same money. The Fronx is not a bad car. It's just a weak offering for the price. It's stylish, it's light, and it's fuel efficient, but it isn't strong, powerful, spacious, or future-proof. If Suzuki priced it lower or improved its safety and platform, it might make sense. But today, your money can get you a much better crossover.